everybody, welcome back to the corner. Okay, let's run the theme song because we got a lot to talk about in a little bit of time. Lego. Everybody, welcome to my corner.
Welcome to my corner. Let's have a talk now. From Miami to California. Check your girl out. I'm gonna give it to you straight up. That's right. That's right. Keeping it real, no games inside. Let's go. Welcome to my corner, y'all.
Okay, so you guys, Judas and the Black Messiah. Oh my freaking gosh. Oh God. Oh, yo, what a perfect movie for Black History Month. Okay. Okay, so I'm a little excited because one, I am a history buff and I love movies about Black history. Also, I'm Black. There's that. So let's just run it down. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The trailer dropped a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and Black people were super duper excited for this film. It's a thing where it's basically like it's the one movie where we aren't slaves. Like most of the time when there are movies about Black people, we are slaves. We tired of seeing our people as slaves. So we was free in this movie, and it was about the Black Panthers, and you know, we were waiting on this. Okay, then the pandemic happened, and so I was super duper excited that HBO Max put it on their streaming service because I was like, I can't risk the Rona. But for this one, honestly, y'all, I would have went to AMC, knowing what, like, I would go see it in theaters after watching it here because it was that good. So let's just run down everything because I have so much to say and so little time. Okay, so Judas and the Black Messiah, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield, who we love. We love Daniel. Y'all know Daniel from Get Out. Y'all know Daniel from Black Panther. Honestly, a lot of people are sleeping on Daniel. He's a great actor. And so he's one of the greatest. And now we love Lakeith, okay? Now I ain't gonna lie to you, Lakeith. I ain't gonna lie, okay? I loved you in the photograph, but after watching this, I'm gonna need some time, so I'm gonna deal with you after Black History Month. But we love Lakeith, okay? Lakeith did his good acting, and so did Daniel. Honestly, the acting in this was amazing. I see no errors. The writing was amazing. I think they casted everyone perfectly. Martin Sheen was in it too, and when I saw him in the movie, I said, oh, this is gonna be, yep, it's gonna be real good. So let's just run down what it is, because it's based upon a true story, but there are a little bit of tweaks and things. You know, they didn't nail it directly, but basically what the story is about is William O'Neill, who's played by Lakeith, basically used to hotwire cars, and he got caught basically, and so Roy Mitchell, who's played by Jesse Plemons, I took notes, y'all, because that's how much I was into this, basically makes a deal with Lakeith, or makes a deal with William O'Neill, basically saying like, look, you don't want to go to jail? Fine. We're going to make you an informant. You're going to go undercover in the Black Panther Party. You're going to get everything we know on Fred Hampton, who's played by Daniel, and that's what it's going to be. Okay, so in the movie, okay, in the movie, I had so many questions, but honestly, the whole entire time I'm watching, I'm just shook because this is based on a true story, and I never knew this. I know my history pretty well. My mom made sure that me and my siblings grew up learning about our history and our culture, and then I went to an HBCU, and so of course I'm a little more, you know, I'm all things Black. Okay, I research, I learn, and so I was a little shook that I did not know of this, but I probably wouldn't because I didn't grow up in Chicago, so I'm pretty sure people from Chicago knew this story, and you know, so after the movie finished, I had to go research because I needed to know when, where, why, and how. So one thing that I really would like to say though is, like, let's be very clear, because I think history teaches y'all that the Black Panther Party was like the same as the KKK, and they was just going around killing white people, but that wasn't what the Black Panther was for. So the Black Panther Party was founded by Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton in Oakland, California. And the whole entire purpose of the Black Panther Party was to protect women and children and their community. They started WIC, they started free breakfast for kids, they started free clinics. Their whole entire mission was to protect their community. It was never about killing white people. That's a Black history fact for y'all, because y'all be like, they the opposite of the KKK. No, they're not. They were never meant to do. Now, did they kill some officers? Yeah, but the officers had came in and attacked them first. Did they kill some other? Well, you know, they were defending themselves. Let's be very clear. And so in the movie, that's what everything I had heard in my history class about the Black Panther Party was what they were saying in the movie. The officers, like, they're a terrorist group. They're just like the KKK. And I'm just like, what? No, not even. So I'm literally boiling as I'm listening to this. So anyways, let's get back onto the story. So William O'Neill goes undercover as a Black Panther. He's a part of the Black Panther mission. And so, like, honestly, what was making me mad was, like, how come nobody asked no questions? Like, why the heck won't nobody like, it just didn't make sense. Like, for example, in the movie, there's a raid that's happening. Not the raid, but basically, the officers go to headquarters of the Black Panther Party, and they basically tell them to come out, right? And they're like, until they come out, it's like a standoff, right? And so William O'Neill, aka Lakeith, was like, I'm gonna go up to the roof and I'm gonna have backup for you. Okay, why is you going to the roof and they shooting bullets through the window? Like, nobody asked any questions. It just didn't make sense, and that made me mad because I'm just like, it be your own people. It be your own people. It be your own people. And so literally, y'all, Lakeith did so great in this movie, being William O'Neill, that I'm just like, Lakeith, you gonna have to act in 2 more movies for me to forgive you, and you better be in like some lovey-dovey romantic comedy film, because right now I'm not feeling you, bro. Respectfully, you would be the people that Harriet would not save. Okay, be your own people. All right. So anyway, so in the movie, Daniel, Daniel was great in Get Out, but I think I see him differently in this film than I've ever seen him in anything else. He was great in Black Panther. He was great in Get Out, but it was the way he embodied Fred Hampton. Like, he really studied, and he did the mannerisms. Like, I was watching old films and I'm like, oh my God, okay, so this man really, okay, so great. And so Daniel did a great job. Like, kudos to Daniel, okay? Like, kudos. Everybody did a great job. But I still have questions. Like Lakeith, aka William, while this was going on, because he killed, okay, so here's the other thing. William killed himself. So there was a documentary that aired on PBS on Martin Luther King's birthday in 1990 where he admits to being a snitch and an informant. And he's the reason Fred Hampton died, because I don't want to give too much away, but basically, if you read your history or you go back and research it, what happens is William O'Neill tells all the information to the police, and the police end up going to raid the house. And that night, they kill him and another man. And Fred Hampton was 21 at the time, and his wife was laying beside him. She's 9 months pregnant with Fred Hampton Jr. And so the police shot 99 times. They shot in the house 99 times, and the Black Panthers that were staying there, they shot 1 time and were still charged with like unnecessary charges. And so I'm sorry, it's so good, y'all. And so they're charged or whatever, and they file a $47.7 million lawsuit in honor of Fred because they killed him. And basically, like, I didn't know how William O'Neill, because the documentary didn't come out till 1990. This happened in the 60s. How you could stomach and look at yourself every single day knowing that you had blood on your hands. Like, that's the part that's blowing me. Like, the movie is great. It's amazing. But now it's got me asking questions like, how in your right mind were you able to stand with blood on your hands? You have blood on your hands. And you basically were the reason someone died. And, you know, in the documentary, they show it in the clip, and they're like, you know, he was like, I was a part of the... I'm like, no, you weren't for us. You weren't. Like, and so he kills himself. Now, I think he probably could have used some therapy. Like, what? I mean, it's like... You know, like, it was like, do you want to go to jail, or do you want to help the police take down your people? Because you know what? You got to be honest with yourself. Like, if you did a crime and they're offering you life, or you could be a snitch, which one would you choose? Your people or yourself? Your people or yourself? And honestly, the whole entire movie, I'm just like, that's a great question. Like, which one would you choose? Yourself or your people? Y'all, I think this is a perfect movie for everyone to watch. I wouldn't say risk the Rona to go, but I personally would give it 10 stars. Like, Rotten Tomatoes said it was great, but they undersold it. Like, that's how good the movie was. They undersold it. We should have started Black History Month off with this because that's how good it was. It's like, your loyalty to your people. Like, how much do you love your people? Do you love like yourself or your people? And honestly, y'all, I honestly was just shook. Like, I was shook, man. As a black woman, I am sad for his wife because she had to raise her son without a father. And she is still a part of the Black Panther Party. Well, you know, they're not active anymore, but her and her son run a chapter, not a chapter, but basically they still involved, if that makes sense. Y'all, I'm all over the place with my thoughts. Let me go back to my notes. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so I got all my points. It was just so good, y'all. It was so good. I was overly impressed, like, man, I was shook. I was happy that it wasn't a slave film. I'm tired of seeing my people as slaves because we were free at one point. And to watch us be the people that we were, like the way that they were protecting their community and standing up for themselves is amazing to me. And I know some of you may be offended, like watching it, like it was just, yeah, but it wasn't, you ain't gotta watch, just turn it off. But watching Black people stand up for themselves has always been something that I enjoyed watching. I was tired of watching us get whipped and beaten into slavery and submission. So to watch a movie where we were in power and authority, like Daniel literally formed a rainbow coalitions, the Puerto Ricans, the whites, and he formed them together because they formed them together to create one like, oh my gosh. Like, when I say it's more than just a movie, I think, for me. Because I'm Black. Also, it's just like, God, Lee, like, now it's 2021 and maybe it's not as bad as it was then, but there are some similarities. The way the police were policing their community, the way the police would bully them, the way like, it's literally like, dang, history is repeating itself. Maybe we don't have any Black Panthers and maybe we don't have these things, but the way the police were treating Black people, it's not, like, my question while I was watching was like, dang, is this ever going to change? Like, are we ever going to get to a point where, like, police officers aren't threatened by the color of our skin? That's what I was thinking while I watched it. Like, I enjoyed the film, but at the same time, I was like, this is still happening. Like, this is still a reality. Like, goodness gracious. It's a great film. Honestly, I'm probably gonna need some time. I'm not gonna lie. When I watch films that are very heavy about my people, I be needing some time. So I just need a little minute. I might go watch a little Disney Channel to break down. You know, Cinderella came out today, so I might like ease it down. But like, yeah, I had questions. I was disheartened because I'm just like, man, I'm watching this and this is history again. Like, it's repeating itself. And you know, we don't have a Black Panther Party. Like, who fights for us? Like, Black people, how do we fight for ourselves? Like, what do we do? Like, do we just keep rolling over and becoming hashtags? Like, and then, like, if we do stand up for our people, are y'all choosing yourself or are you choosing your people? Do you choose the movement? It's just, it was so good. Now, there was one thing that I had never heard before that I think I'm going to teach my kid. It was the Black Pledge of Allegiance. He said, I pledge allegiance to my Black people. I pledge to develop my mind and my body to the greatest extent possible. I will learn all that I can in order to give my best to my people in their struggle for liberation. I will keep myself physically fit, building a strong body free from drugs and other substances that weaken me and make me less capable of protecting myself, my family, my Black brothers and sisters. I will unselfishly share my knowledge and understanding with them in order to bring about change more quickly. I will discipline myself to direct my energies thoughtfully and constructively rather than wasting my time in idle hatred. I will train myself never to hurt or allow others to harm my Black brothers and sisters, for I recognize that we need every Black man, woman, and child to be physically, mentally, and psychologically strong. These principles I pledge to practice daily and teach them to others in order to unite my people. I ain't never heard that Pledge of Allegiance, and I had to rewind it over and over because I was like, wow. Black people are great. Black people are amazing. I love us, man. Happy Black History Month. Please go watch the film tonight with your family. It's not, I wouldn't say it's kid friendly. Like, I don't think the kids should watch it till they're older so you can explain the history to them. But it was a great film. And have dialogue, because for me, I was like, this is still happening. So where do we go? William O'Neill, like, does he have kids? Like, what do his kids think about him being a snitch? Like, the blood on your hands, and he committed suicide, so it's like he could have used some therapy, but it was like, dang, like yourself, it was so good, y'all. 10 stars, round of applause. I hope they get an Oscar because it was so good. All right, so we'll be back in the corner. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Happy Black History Month. Peace.